Immortals, and welcome to another car blog.
Okay, so today, because we're driving and because I just passed a woman who doesn't know how to drive, we're going to talk about the stereotype that women can't drive. You know what? Because I don't get enough hate on my channel. Now, I think I figured out where the stereotype comes from. Of course, I've done absolutely no research on this. This is just mere speculation, just because I want something to talk about. And you know what? This is clickbaity enough. Hopefully that made some of the haters click off, but they probably haven't. Because in the past, women didn't really drive as much, men were driving more. Okay, yeah, sure. Now, the guy, when I took my driver's training, the guy who ran the insurance agency said that statistically, men are better drivers, but also statistically, they get into more accidents. Which I don't understand how that's supposed to work. If we're better drivers, then why do we get into accidents more? Now, especially with, it might be because, video games and whatnot, men tend to have a better hand-eye coordination and probably more faster reflexes. Yeah, that's a great sentence. Good job, brain. Probably have more, and he goes to say it again. Probably has faster reflexes. There we go, that's the fucking words. But you know what? That's not really a thing anymore because women are getting into the same sort of things that men are getting into where you require better reflexes. Does that make sense? Yeah, I was referring to video games because there's more women playing video games before than ever. But whatever, I don't know. Moving on. But also there's this tendency that, when it gets dark or when there's a little bit of snow on the ground or when it's raining, there is kind of a given rule. It's not the law, but it's kind of a safety given, kind of like, this is a good idea, where you're supposed to slow down 10 kilometers slower, 10 kilometers per hour slower than you normally would in such conditions. Now, men tend not to do that. Women, on the other hand, do. So therefore, I propose that the reason why most men say women can't drive is because A, it's a cultural stereotype, and B, they actually drive safely. Then there's that bitch I just had to pass just before I started this video. She just doesn't know how to fucking change lanes! Then again, that's one particular person, not the gender as a whole. I have something to add to the end of that video because, you know what? Of course, to you, it's just going to seem seamless and just like, oh, what do you mean to the end of the video? I was going to cut it and end it there. You can really see my fat with this angle. Ugh. Okay, eyes on the road, nothing to fun. Why are you signaling, dude? There is nothing to signal to. When you change the lane, you turn off the signal when you're done. At least they're using your signal. Oh, dear God. It's like it's a magic stick for most people. They want flying cars, but they don't know how to use their fucking signal light. I mean, I know, it's like future technology for you guys, but whatever. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was my brain reminded me after, that whole talk about women and driving, that there was an incident at my work. So I work at a hardware store, and according to my working contract and company policy, I'm not allowed to tell you which one. For comical effect, I would have flashed the logo up here, but I'm also not allowed to do that without the permission. Anyways, a lady buys a 16-foot board. Now, I don't know where the fuck you live, but here there are certain laws about how you load a vehicle. It's not allowed to extend over the front bumper. It's not allowed to extend over the side bumpers any further than your mirrors. And if it's over if it sticks out over 3 feet from the rear bumper, dear Lord, that took a while to say, it needs to be with the red flag, or if it's going to be dark, with the red light. So, what we did is we took the 16-foot board, we leaned it into her truck. She had a small little truck. Leaned it from tailgate to front bumper. It was sticking over the front bumper, and she didn't have enough ties that even if we could do that, to hold it down securely. So we flipped it around and had, 14 feet sticking out the back. So guy comes out and he's like, that's illegal, blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, we're putting a flag on it.
Doesn't matter if there's a flag, blah, blah, blah. You're only allowed 3 feet, blah, blah, blah. I should know. I work for the DOT, and blah, 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 blah.
Uncle Strips. No, sir, you clearly have no idea what the laws are. Because at my job, I'm a lot associate. And what that means is I move carts, I make sure it looks pretty, and I load people's vehicles. So I load people's vehicles professionally. So you would think if I do this professionally, that I would know what the laws and regulations are in relation to my job. That was a horrible sentence starter. Anyways, move on. And he's like,
Blah, 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 blah.
so it's hilarious. So he calls out across the parking lot, and he goes,
Rick! Rick! You used to work for the Edmonton Police! Is this legal?
So of course he's calling on backup now. He's an ex-police officer. He should know, right? You know what his buddy Rick says? Leave it alone, man! That's right. Even your backup knows you're fucked. Woot, woot. Of course, I'm standing there and I'm trying to calmly and politely explain to him, no, you're a fucking moron. Because, you know, when an argument breaks out, you're not allowed to instigate and make it evolve and whatever. You're supposed to keep it calm. Don't aggravate the situation, because otherwise, you know, it's a punishable offense. Whatever. Dear God, my hand looks white with this lighting. Just... Can you imagine if we were actually that white? Ugh, white people. Look, that is literally just a giant white spot. That is hilarious. Is that just anywhere, essentially, in the sunlight? Dear God. Yeah, so that's a fun little anecdote for you. Woot woot! Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and a subscribe. And I'll try to get to school safely.
Bye now.
Why do I keep making these videos?